Hello and welcome back to Frühling, our Let's Play series on FS22. As you might be able to hear from the sound of my voice, I am a bit under the weather this day, but I've swapped out coffee for tea and the show must go on. So today might be a bit of a, I guess maybe a shorter episode perhaps, in the sense that I won't be rambling on as much as I tend to do. Right, so the first thing here you can see is we are bringing the subsoiler into field 15. Yes, the horses need food, that's on the list as well. I just want to make absolute certain. Great. I wanted to make certain that the subsoiling does indeed remove the ploughing state. So that's happy days. Now we will move over to the Massey. We are going to the shop. We are going to pick up a singular bag of horse feed as the horses are hungry, very hungry. We can give them hay, but to maximize their efficiency, they primarily need oats. What's going to happen next is I will be, well, I'll tend to the animals because I know the chickens don't really have any food to give them, but they're fine anyways, I reckon. The cows, on the other hand, do need at least one mixture of food, so what I'll do is I will probably, potentially, either do this in a jump cut or even a cheeky time-lapse just to get some content for December, because I know that December and well, potentially January as well, the winter time is very slow on the farm. The only thing we'll really get done in January is well, a big old sales session, which can very nicely fit into a time-lapse as well. Okay, we'll get an outrageously priced bag of oat, and then we shall get back to the farm, feed the horses. We will get in, we will start selling horses soon as well. As it stands, 5,000 per horse is the max, and we've got 2 horses at that level, but they still have the ability to reproduce once more, so there's room in the pen, so we'll let them to do that. At this point I might as well excuse me, I might as well carry on with a time-lapse of the feeding. We'll just, as I've said, I'll do a very quick feeding of the cows each, and the horses we will get done in just a moment. Then as far as December goes, the only other thing that I really wanted to do was to bring milk to the dairy, just to carry on that production. Something I've noticed, and I've had to since disable it, is the fact that sugar has been distributing to all potential factories, not just the bakery for cake. The problem with that is that, well, I'll show you. We now have the ability, so I'm going to take this as a silver lining, to make a bunch of chocolate, because it's been coming to the dairy versus going to the bakery. There's loads at the bakery, so I'm not concerned, and there's loads in general, but I wasn't expecting that. So we're going to activate chocolate because we can do, and we're going to have loads of milk. We'll bring more down because we also need butter, so we will activate that as well. By the time we get down there, we'll have loads of milk to share with them. Right, so I'll put the trailer away. Actually, very quickly I want to check on the horses. Right, so that's fine for now, I suppose. The chickens don't have much of a choice, but they're doing alright. But the cows need it as well. Right, we'll stick the trailer away for now, just to the side, because I will put hay in it later on. We'll just close that, and then I can feed them some hay, feed the horses, sorry, the cows, their TMR, and then, yeah, bring some milk down to the dairy. And then we can move on to January, which will primarily be, as usual, a big selling session. Silage, butter perhaps, not butter, maybe we'll use that, but cheese definitely, lettuce, and so on and so forth. So we'll see how it all goes. Right, off to feed the cows. Right, well, there we have the milk going in. We have the horses and cows fed. We have some cheese here as well. So we will be coming down to pick up this cheese in January to sell. Let's have a very quick look at the production in question. Right, so that's still loads of milk, to be honest. How much have we got? Right, so I've pulled quite a bit from there, and they've got... Okay, that's not bad. Right, so essentially we'll bring another 4,000 litres of milk here for chocolate. But we do need butter as well, so I'll probably bring another full trailer load over here. And as I've said with the beets, I have had to have them to store just so that they don't all go for making chocolate, because cake is the goal. We are over halfway to our first pallet of cake. Unless one's spawned already, must visit. We must. I have to find out. Blimey, oh my. Look away now and then look back. We have our very first pallet of strawberry cake. This was the goal. This was goal from day one, was to produce and some beautiful bread. But we've got we've got cake. Look at that, 6 perfect cakes sitting out in the December sun. Luckily it is freezing outside, so that way they will remain fine. Same with the butter there, and our bread, it looks amazing. Right, well, I suppose we can sell some cake. We have to check when the best time, as we turn the torch off, when is the best time to sell cake? Right, January as well, blimey. One pallet is almost, sorry, I lost my breath there, almost £11,000. Right, well, cake and bread will both be thrown on to the old trailer when we do go to sell. But that is absolutely brilliant. Right, so we can head back to our other productions, the ones that are doing all right, I guess. Not producing cake, though, mind. And we'll we'll bring milk here. We'll get it sorted. So I'll just jump cut this. We'll come back in a minute with another tank of milk. All right, we have more milk going in. We'll just hop to the production one more time to double check. So as it goes in, we should have more. We should have about 19,000, about 5,000 more than sugar, which is fine, because for butter it's I don't know, 3 to 1, 15 to 13. So there you go. Sugar wise, yeah, we'll sort that as need be. We will have to bring it down to the dairy, to the bakery ourselves. Really not a problem. So let's very quickly have a look, have a check on our helper. Oh, he's getting on fabulously, it would seem. More than half done the field. We will look at the map. Absolutely crushing it. Right. Well, as it stands, that is probably all for this month, as far as selling things at least. So we will head back to the farm. And, oh right, very quickly, I did happen to check the bakery one more time, and we have more than one pallet of cake. Oh my goodness. Right, back to the farm. Alright, well, as you can see, we are back at the farm now. However, I was having a very quick look before resting to make sure that all the animals were fine, and they are, but I have realised that we have 10 new calves in this shed, meaning they are going through food like animals. Right, so I'm on this like daytime flu stuff, and it's got me a bit loopy, so that with my tea, mental. Anyways, we've got many Holsteins. I'm seeing that 1,500 seems to be a peak price here. 27 months. What's our oldest Holstein? 60 months. They've reduced in price. I feel as though at this point I should be selling these Holsteins. These ones are at 37, and they're either just about... No, they are losing now as well, it would seem. I'll have to look at that again. I'm not too fussed if I miss out on them. I mean, that is £10,000 right there, but maybe we should check. We'll rest, we'll come back, and we'll look at that. Because these are at 1,500. I mean, it does show they're still reproducing. Right? Reproduction, 70%. They're still reproducing. There's still room. Not much, though. So maybe we should sell these old ones. Actually, we should probably sell them now. I don't know. We'll have to look. We'll wait. We'll rest, and then we'll see. If this goes below £1,000, then we'll sell at least these 10. Because as you can see, we have brand new calves, and they are hungry cows. Right. So we'll leave this here. We shall very quickly connect to our Aqueous Tenuous trailer so that we can be prepared for the massive selling session. And yes, for pallets I will be a cheeky monkey and load them with super strength because I can do, and we'll go from there. Right, so I'll shut that down. Just to progress the series, it really is about progression at this point. As I've said in the past, my current version of the game is 1.7 when I'm playing this, when I'm doing my Frühling series, which I'll be honest, it's a touch annoying, only for the fact that for the server and any other new series I might create, or will be on 1.8. With Platinum Expansion coming out on Tuesday, well actually today by the time this is released, that is definitely, no spoilers here or anything. Right, I forgot about something. I'm going to very quickly head down here. I'm going to stop the helper actually right about now. Perfect opportunity because, right, it is snowing. Luckily it does clear the snow as well. Anyways, as for Platinum Expansion, I fully plan on doing a logging series on there as soon as I can. I don't mind having an overlap of this series and that. It's just it will be a bit of faffing about as far as doing all of the manoeuvring and that for, you know, updating the game and blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. Anyways, we are on Frühling, so that's all that matters right now, and we're crashing into trees. So that's not good either. We will definitely be using this tractor for hauling things because it's much better. I do like selling in the snow. I will admit, I really enjoy my little snow time selling sessions. Just going to cut through. Good morning, ladies. Right, oh blimey, I keep crashing into things. Do not operate heavy machinery on daytime flu medicine. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous indeed. Right, so we've got some frozen eggs, which we will not touch today. Oh, that's why it's slippery out. That's my excuse. It's very slippery. Right, so we'll just relocate the Massey forward and out of the way. Just to over here we are. Right. Shut it off. I don't reckon we'll do any snow ploughing, but we'll be very cautious in our driving so we don't crash into everything. Right. So, before we begin this journey, because silage is also a massive thing, I actually need to check that everything is actually good to sell. Alright, go on then, we'll start with cake. Oh, the price has decreased. Right, supermarket. That's what we're starting with. Cake. How about bread? Same place? Of course not. Oh, yes, of course, yes. Brilliant. We'll do that. We'll do cake and bread. We'll start with that. Cheese as well. Where are you going, cheese? 5994. You know what? We might as well collect the cheese. We'll collect the cake. We'll collect the bread. And then we'll head to the supermarket. But, should I make sure there's nothing else? Lettuce. 2, 3. Right, that we can do afterwards because the restaurant is the best for that. And then, of course, we have our ever profitable silage, which will be brilliant at the Biogas for about one load, and then we'll bring the rest to the animal dealer as usual. Right, well, we can, in fact, stick this in a cheeky time lapse because that is really a lot more fun. So we'll start with our cheese because it's the farthest away, and we'll make our way eventually to the bakery and then to the supermarket. Alright, just before we continue on, I've just realised that I thought I was picking up butter. This is chocolate. I was fully prepared to bring it down to the bakery, but that is our chocolate. So we best have a look at to see how much chocolate is worth and to see where we need to bring it. Right, it is decreasing in price from its maximum. It's above max but decreasing, going to the supermarket. So we can stick you next to your dairy brother, cheese, or sister, whatever, doesn't matter. Your dairy sibling. Right, back to the time lapse. Alright, well I have decided to stop the time lapse here just so I can have a look at all these beautiful items. Oh my. Sorry about that. Bread. Right, so I do realise as well that I've passed the supermarket to come to the dairy. Oh, sorry, to the bakery. But I did just want to get this into one nice lump sum because I do feel like this will be quite a nice collection of money coming in. Look at that. What a beautiful... I'm going to give you your own space right at the back. Oh my, more bread. Right, good thing I've given you more space. I really don't know how much bread or cake we've produced. I assume it's probably just the 2 cake. But bread, oh, I guess we could have a look. Cake, oh my. It looks like I've got one more pallet of cake coming. Oh my, that's very exciting. Right, we'll strap you down. We've got... That's more than one. Oh, brilliant. Mate, why were we faffing around with cereal when we could have been aiming for cake much earlier on? That was the end goal, and we're at the end of our goal. It seems a bit surreal, but yeah, strap that in very securely. But we have made cake. We have made cake, and we're about to sell the cake that we've made. I am very pleased about this. If it wasn't obvious already, well, hopefully it is now. Right, so we do have to go back to get lettuce later on, but that's no matter. The butter is really quite full here, isn't it? Constantly full. Unless these are just not... Oh no, they are in the right place, yeah. They're being taken just very slowly. No matter. We can even sell butter, really. But no, the problem is it's actually producing... Oh no, you know what it's doing? It's distributing it rather. Here, we can deactivate that. Look at all that silage. We're going to sell that very soon as well. Strawberries can continue. Right, what am I doing? Bread, butter. Okay, what about here? Distributing. Well, at the rate we're making it, I reckon maybe we should sell butter. We'll sell maybe just what's sitting outside. How much is it? 2.9, supermarket 3. So it's a bit more at the restaurant, but we're going to the supermarket anyways. Now we can come back for it if we really want and bring it to the restaurant with the lettuce. Right, so we have 5,000 litres of cheese, 4,000 litres of bread, 1,000 litres of chocolate, and 1,600 litres of cake. Right. So I was under the impression that each one was 1,000 litres, and that's fine that it's not, but each one is 400 litres. I'm seeing that now. I did not realise that before, but no matter. The fact is we are making it. Right, we'll see you at the supermarket. Alright, well, let's very carefully come into here and try and get it into a nice lump sum if we can do. Already past that. Right, I don't think we will manage it. We're at 47,500 already. We'll bring our bread over and see. And we'll bring cake and all of it over as well. Get it all sold. See where we're at. So I think it was about 47,000 plus whatever comes off of this. Another 28,000. Absolutely brilliant. We're at now £196,000, and that is loan free, by the way. I believe it was last episode, or potentially the one before, we sold a load of things and came away with a load of money, which we put towards our fairly massive loan. Right, so now we're close to the bakery still. I'm going to cut this car off because I've been having a heyday with them, cutting me off today, not having it. So we'll very quickly collect our butter, and then we can make our way over to the greenhouse where we can collect our lettuce. We'll take the lettuce and the butter down to the restaurant and make another bit of money. So I'll just quickly get this done and we'll see you down at the greenhouse. Alright, here we are. Right, so I was stockpiling some lettuce, thinking that more strawberries were going to spawn last time, but I forgot that I had set it to distribute. Right, so we're going to shuffle these down because I reckon we're going to have quite a bit of lettuce pallets to put on, so we'll try and do a nice little thing of it. I know that much like in Survival Challenge, the loading of the wood was always a bit nauseating, especially since doing it by hand and all that. So I reckon the same to be said for cheekily loading pallets. So I don't know if this will be a time lapse or just another jump cut to be able to get us through to the end of the session. So probably do that. I do like to put them as neat as possible if I can do. Here, let's see if one spawns when I remove that, because then we'll know what we're in for. Because maybe it's not all that bad. Right, okay, it filled up immediately, so we'll very quickly... there's not that much remaining, but nevertheless, we'll get this done off camera, and then we'll see you at the restaurant. Alright, we're just arriving at the restaurant now with our 6,500 litres of lettuce and 3,602 litres of butter, and we will very carefully... I didn't double check, but I reckon it is still the same place to sell everything, so we will very nicely load it up. Oh, sorry mate, have you got stuck in my trailer? Sorry, just selling things here at San Giovanni's. Right, it should be just any minute now. I appreciate his patience and waiting. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you very much. And with half a pallet left, less than half a pallet. Right. Total income of £32,638, bringing our new total up to £228,714. So, to be honest, as we make our way back to the farm to do one last one last final session of selling of something, you know very well what, this series was never about making as much money as possible or trying to maximize profits. I mean, yes, we have been, as you'd want to do anyways, but what we have been focused on is making cake and trying out the new productions and just a lot of different things to try and, I suppose, just try things out. Cake was my big one because I was very excited to try that, and I have done, and I'm very pleased about it. So as it stands, the series is going fabulously, and I reckon that it is in the final stages now of its progress, especially now with the production of cake fully underway. So if you have any suggestions as to how to naturally end the series, or if you reckon that we should carry it on, or I would love to hear your comments, your feedback. Your subscriptions to the channel are incredibly appreciated. I cannot stress it enough, as well as your likes and your comments as well. It all means so much, and I greatly appreciate every single one of you. Your comments do mean a lot, and I do listen to them, and when I can implement suggestions, I do. Absolutely I do. And I love to hear them, because it's nice to have another opinion on something. A third party opinion might not see something that someone else might. Right, enough of me yammering on in gratefulness. I will I will fill this up as full as possible with silage, because that's what we're doing. We're doing silage. We are selling a load of silage. I reckon I will sell only as much as it takes to even out hay and silage, meaning that we will be left with approximately our 300,000 litres of hay, of silage, sorry. We are at now 416, which means we have a lot of silage to sell. The problem with this first load is that it will not all be taken by the BGA. I don't think, at least, it will be. And if you were wondering, mate, why did you buy this massive trailer when you had trailers already and you have such small grain amounts as it is? Well, this is why. Selling silage. And it was on sale. Wicked sale. Ooh, speaking of sales. Right, this is a foreshadowing to my next series. I won't say what it is. Baler is nice, do not need, and blimey, that's expensive if that's the sale price. Bloody Nora. And that's lovely as well. None of it we need, but we do need to sell silage, and I will stick it in a cheeky time-lapse for your viewing enjoyment. Alright, so we did earn £17,214 from the silage at the BGA. Not taking it all means that it takes only about 30,000 litres, which means the rest of our silage will be going to the animal dealer, which means that we will probably head there, dump this 10,000 off, and then go back to the farm and get another full load. So we'll carry on with the time-lapse. Right, so as that unloads, just to take a bit of an intermission in the time-lapse here, I did mean to check that. Right, so that's still at £1,000, so, and that number's gone up. So I don't think this number will go up, but I reckon that number will start to go down. The reason I want to sell them anyways is because oh, they might be reproducing soon. Right, so what's going to happen is they're going to reproduce. They're only going to produce 5 because the capacity of this barn is 45. We're at 40, so if they produce 5 calves, then we'll sell the 10 and go on from there. Right, back to the silage selling time-lapse. Alright, we arrive to sell our very last bit of silage. Silage shower. Oh, no wonder the cows like this so much. Very nice. So we've broken over £300,000 with another 22,423. Let's have a very quick look at our silage amount. We should have just under 300,000 litres of silage. We have, can check here, 296. Alright, so that's pretty good. So for the next bit we will use a bit of extra hay, but as long as they're the same, then that's fine, and we have the straw to level it out. And I have decided to not provide the cows with straw, only to not produce more manure, because slurry is our go-to anyways, and we are constantly producing loads of that. So yeah, very good. Happy days. Well, as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care, and bye for now.